Aloha and welcome to the Iolani Prep Basketball Classic presented by the Twin Fin. It is championship day here at the Classic and we are gearing up for game number 32. You are about to see the Neumann Goretti Saints out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, taking on the Mount St. Joseph Gales out of Baltimore, Maryland. We are coming to you live from the Father Bray Athletic Center here on the campus of Iolani School in Honolulu, Hawaii. My name is Carter Uechi, and I'm joined alongside by Coach Dean Shimamoto and Kennedy Lopes for tonight's game. Coach Dean, your thoughts?
Well, it's the championship game. This is one we've been waiting for. This is the one that these two teams were waiting for, but we can't say that this is the teams that we expected to be here. Potentially Neumann Goretti, now who's moved up to number 9 in the Max Preps poll, but not Mount St. Joseph. They pulled the upset of the year, maybe upset of the Classic in history, and we've been around for, I think, 38 years now against number 1 ranked Montverde last night. It was late on the East Coast, but it was making noise here in Hawaii as they got a 1-point win over the number 1 ranked team in the country. So, it's going to be exciting. I mean, like I said, not expected, but I think this just makes for a better matchup, you know? And Neumann Goretti, they've been a tough team this entire time here at the Classic. Their guards have dominated. Sultan Adewale has been special for them. And it's going to be interesting to see because Kafik Myers, the lightning quick guard for the Saints, turned an ankle last night. So seeing him move around and warm up, really limiting his mobility. I'm not sure if he's definitely not going to be 100%, but we'll see how much he can go tonight.
Yeah, we saw him earlier. He was walking around on crutches. I was like, I don't know if he's going to play. He is dressed. He's shooting threes. As for the Gales, they're led by their big man, Amani Hansberry, committed to Illinois. Yesterday, he scored 17 points that helped propel them to that win over Montverde. They also have Ace Valentine, Austin Abrams, Tyon Farrell. A lot of complementary parts there that Hansberry can kick it out to, and they can drive and dish. They can hit it from long range. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm interested to see this one. You know, the guards on both sides are tough. Hansberry and Sultan Adewale. Seeing that matchup, the banging on the inside, both offensively and defensively, should be something. So this is going to be really good. You know, you think about what the Montverde matchup might have been, and Neumann Goretti would have been giving up a significant amount of size, so it would have been this uphill battle, but obviously possible because Mount St. Joseph, the Gales, proved that it's possible. But to see these two teams go against each other, a lot more similarly built. So this will be a good game.
So our clock has hit 0 for the pregame warmups, and we'll send it down to Kyle Miyamoto for the starters.
Aloha basketball fans, welcome to the Father Kenneth A. Bray Athletic Center here on the campus of Iolani School for the 2022 Iolani Prep Basketball Classic. Your championship game features the Neumann Goretti High School Saints from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and the Mount St. Joseph High School Gales from Baltimore, Maryland. Please remember that sportsmanship is important not only for the athletes and officials, but also for the spectators. We ask that you enjoy the game and respect the dignity of the sport by cheering for your team's success and applauding great plays. Please avoid all instances of poor sportsmanship. Also, for the safety of our student athletes, flash photography is not permitted at any time during gameplay. Mahalo for your cooperation. Let's meet the starting lineups first for the Saints. At forward, a 6'8" senior, number 11, Sultan Adewale. At wing, a 6'6" junior, number 12, Amir Williams. At guard, a 5'11" junior, number 3, Kafik Myers. At guard, a 6' junior, number 2, Robert Wright III. And at guard, a 6'2" senior, number 22, Bruce Smith. The head coach of the Saints is Carl Arigale. And now the starters for the Gales. At 40, 6'8", senior number 35, Amani Hansberry. At 40, 6'6", junior number 23, Tyon Farrell. At guard, 6'3", senior number 1, Ace Valentine. At guard, 6 foot senior number 10, Sean Clark. And at guard, 6'3", senior number 20, Austin Abrams. The head coach of the Gales is Pat Clatchy.
Thank you, Kyle. Just about ready for tip-off here. Same starters for both teams that we've seen all tournament. Kafik Myers is starting for the Saints. Let's see what kind of shape he's in coming back after that turned ankle.
Yeah, we're going to see really quickly because you need to get up and down defensively and offensively, especially the way they like to play. So we'll find out really quickly if he's going to be capable or if that ankle is going to be able to keep him up with the pace that he likes to go at.
Adewale and Hansberry getting ready to tip, and Adewale wins the tip, and the Saints have the ball to start the championship game. Kafik Myers calling out the play. Hands it off to Robert Wright III. Now Amir Williams back to Myers, driving in the lane. Runner off of 1 foot is good.
Definitely doesn't have that burst, but he does still have that savviness, and off of that one leg he can do things, so still effective.
Abrams for 3, comes up short. Rebound tipped out, but taken by Kafik Myers. Up ahead to Wright III. Clark has the early matchup on him. Wright can't finish in the lane. Rebound taken by Clark. Valentine with it, and Amir Williams has him defensively. Clark to Hansberry. Kafik Myers switches on to him, and he pokes it away from Hansberry. Adewale is leading the break. Drops it off to Amir Williams, who lays it up and in.
One thing of note, the versatility of these bigs will be on full display tonight. Adewale does have that ability to push it up the floor, make good decisions, take it to the rack from the perimeter, as does Hansberry. Hansberry will knock down a couple threes as well, but these bigs are special players.
Kafik Myers with another rebound after the Gales miss. Myers has the ball, hands it off to Wright III. Amir Williams deep 3. He hits it, and it's 7 straight points for the Saints.
Something you have to wonder after a big win like that, amount of energy expended against Montverde, how much do they have left in the tank, right? After this long night, late night, coming back today into another late night. But this is the championship. I got to figure they're okay, but we'll see if their legs are all there.
So the foul goes on Bruce Smith. First foul of the game. Tyon Farrell goes to the line. He is a perfect 11 for 11 from the free throw line. Make that 12 for 12.
In that upset yesterday evening, Mount St. Joseph Gales were giving up quite a bit of size. And Tyon Farrell was one of those guys, scrapping around on the inside, tipping balls, keeping balls alive, making those bigs from Montverde uncomfortable. And every one of those things mattered.
The Saints turnover, and Hansberry has it down low, and he finishes just in front of Sultan Adewale. Now Robert Wright III driving kick out. Adewale to Ashley Wright. Pass is stolen away by Clark. To 3-on-2. Kick out to the wing. Valentine for 3. Comes up short. Rebound taken by Wright III. He's driving on Clark. Sean Clark will get called for a blocking foul.
Ashley Wright already into the game for Kafik Myers, so while he was still able to play, Kafik Myers effective, getting that floater to go on the first possession, but out quickly. Maybe just trying to save him a bit, balance those minutes out.
Robert Wright III for three, he hits it.
In the absence of his backcourt mate Myers, Robert Wright III, as assertive as he's already been, he may have to be even more assertive.
So that was Robert Wright III's 12th three-pointer in the Classic so far. Bruce Smith just picked up foul number 2.
Neumann Goretti doesn't go very deep. They generally have about a 6-man rotation. That includes Kafik Myers and Stephen Ashley Wright. And now with Bruce Smith picking up that foul, what do? They may have to go to someone who hasn't played that much during this tournament, or bring back Myers on that injured ankle.
Abrams can't hit both free throws. Robert Wright III bringing it up. He's driving on Clark. A foul before the shot on Sean Clark. That is Sean Clark's second foul.
The first thing you notice when you see this Saints team and a lot of these Philadelphia teams is they just play tough. The contact doesn't bother them at all. In fact, in a lot of cases, they're seeking it out.
Williams has it in the corner. Up top goes to Robert Wright III. Uses a screen from Adewale. Now he's working on Valentine, nearly stripped away. Gets it back, down low to Adewale, and he finishes in front of Tyon Farrell.
Looked like Farrell got a touch on that, but Adewale able to power that through.
And a turnover here from Abrams, and he draws the charge. He's able to get set right before Sultan Adewale started his motion for that layup.
Abrams so crafty. The only play he could make, he wasn't going to go up and block Adewale, so he hustled, got in front, set his base, drew the charge. And we saw yesterday how important it was for Neumann Goretti to keep Adewale on the floor. When he was in, they were a different team than when he was out. And fouls are one of those things that can limit his availability and not something that the Saints want to happen.
Valentine with it. To Abrams, back to Valentine. Valentine driving now. Jumper just in front of Adewale, comes up too strong. Rebound taken by Williams. They go corner, Ashley Wright's driving. Kick out to Williams for three. Comes up and hits the front rim. Hansberry nearly turns it away. And Ashley Wright was out of bounds when he got possession, so they'll stay with the Gales.
Coach Argyle gambling a bit, keeping Bruce Smith in this game. 2 fouls still in the first, just past the halfway point.
Hansberry with it down low. They'll kick it back up top to Abrams. Trying to get it back to Hansberry. It's tipped out to Farrell. He shoots the three. Too strong. Rebound taken by Wright III. 3-on-2 fast break. Wright III, his shot's blocked by Tyon Farrell, but Wright III gets the rebound and hits the baseline jumper.
Wow, what a defensive effort by Tyon Farrell. Able to rise up and get the touch on that Robert Wright opportunity.
Cross court pass is stolen by Bruce Smith. He's driving, kick out to Robert Wright III, can't hit the three. Sultan Adewale, second chance, no. He's fouled and he'll go to the line for 2 shots.
So while the Neumann Goretti Saints haven't subbed, they have switched up defensively, going into a zone, maybe trying to hide their guys just a bit, keep Bruce Smith out of fouls, keep Sultan Adewale on the backside, and limit those touches on the perimeter. But thus far, it seems to be working.
Adewale can't hit the 2 free throws. Matt Gukas checks into the game. Bruce Smith goes out. Hansberry goes Wingfield on the wing for 3. Comes up short, rebound taken by Ashley Wright. Quickly up ahead. Goes right by Valentine, and Adewale puts it back up and in after that miss.
Adewale is one of those guys that has this belief that every shot is a pass to him. He is chasing down every board, no matter if it's in transition or in the half court.
Hansberry dumps it off down low for Farrell. He finishes off glass. Cuts the lead back to 10, 16-6, 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Adewale crossover dribble, driving on Hansberry, and he'll get called for a traveling violation.
Adewale made that strong move, and generally a Euro step is not a travel, but as he did that Euro step, that foot slid more than it should have. And sometimes it doesn't need to be a travel, it just has to look like one.
Hansberry turnaround jump shot, no. Rebound taken by Williams. Right, the third will bring it up across half court. He'll shoot the 3, come up short, rebound taken by Farrell. Farrell bring it up now for the Gales. Up to Valentine. Ashley Wright's on him. Valentine to Hansberry, trying to drive on Adewale, spins, can't hit with the left. And I'll say last touched by Adewale and out of bounds. So the Gales will have another opportunity here.
Not sure if you've noticed this, Carter, but when the ball gets to the inside for the Mount St. Joseph Gales, Neumann Goretti isn't really challenging those shots. You normally see bodies banging, kind of like that, but they're bigs. Williams, Adewale, even Smith on the inside are content to let them go and save those fouls because they cannot afford to be off the floor or in trouble.
So Tyon Farrell, after that foul on Ashley Wright, will go to the line for 2. He hits the first. He's now 3 for 3 from the line today. He's averaging 13 points a game here in the Classic through 3 games. He has 6 points early on here, 6 out of the first 8 for the Gales. Hansberry has the other 2. Right, the third gives it to Adewale. And Amir Williams started cutting. That pass from Adewale goes out of bounds. Valentine with it. Back to Wingfield. Corner for Farrell, driving baseline. Goes to the wing for Valentine. Down low for Hansberry. Cross court to Wingfield. Elbow jump shot. In and out. Rebound taken by Williams. And they'll call a foul on DJ Wingfield. He's trying to cut off Robert Wright III there.
Saints, no matter their numbers, no matter how many guys they're playing, they're still looking to push in transition. Those are the opportunities that they cherish. They're so good in the open floor. So many good looks when they push it up, put pressure on the defense, and Robert Wright continues to do that. Doesn't matter. He'll play all 32 minutes tonight if he has to.
Wright the third. Shot clock and game clock basically the same. Ashley Wright with it. He's driving, behind the back dribble, goes corner for Williams, back out to Ashley Wright. He'll pull it out. 10 seconds on the shot clock, he's driving. Adewale for 3. Followed by Amir Williams with one hand is good. And at the end of the first quarter, Neumann Goretti has a 10-point lead, 18-8 over Mount St. Joseph. And we'll be back after this short message.
Hey, Rox, come and look. The neighbors are up to something.
Probably taking out the trash.
No, they got guys roaming all around the place.
Maybe they're aliens from another planet.
Maybe they're getting rid of bugs and termites or something.
So what's so strange?
Well, our guys don't do that.
Maybe we don't have the right guys.
Hi, I'm Ian.
And I'm Joe.
And we're Pest Tech Hawaii. We have the latest termite and pest control technology. Let our guys be your guys. We're Pest Tech Hawaii.
And we are back here at the Iolani Prep Basketball Classic presented by the Twin Fin. My name is Carter Uechi. I'm joined alongside by Coach Dean Shimamoto and Kennedy Lopes. Coach Dean, your thoughts on the first quarter?
Very similar to last night. Mount St. Joseph got down a bit. They were down 23-12 after one quarter against Montverde and really picked it up. It was Abrams that got them going, knocked down some deep threes. Then Hansberry got to do some work on the inside, and then you started to see his full skill set as he became more assertive. So that same turnaround is going to have to happen tonight, and they're going to have to figure out this zone. Maybe it's going to be Abrams again.
Galloway with it. Down low for Hansberry. He has two guys on him. And he'll get called for a traveling violation. As soon as he caught that ball, I think there was 4 Saints around him, surrounding him.
Well, they've been in this zone for quite a while, really trying to save their defenders from picking up fouls. But when it does go inside, they have that opportunity to collapse. And Hansberry's still trying to force the action, but the strength of the defense.
Right to third. Can't hit his first try. Second try, no. Ball is tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Gales. So a third opportunity here for the Saints.
We saw it to close out the half. Amir Williams attacking the glass. You saw every inch of his wingspan at use when he has put that one back in for the offensive rebound in the bucket. And he disrupted that last one to retain possession for the Saints.
Right to third with it, driving on Farrell. Nice little Euro step to go under Farrell and finishes with the left hand. He has 7 points.
Right to third doesn't have a wide frame, but he plays so strong. You saw him knock Farrell back just a bit, and that allowed him to step through and get the bucket.
Farrell tried to feed it to Hansberry, but it was broken up and stolen away by the Saints. Joe Green picks up the foul. And Austin Abrams is getting ready to check in. He's been held scoreless so far. Scored 14 points last night, including 4 threes. Right to third will bring it up against Valentine here. Ashley Wright with it. Crossover dribble. Baseline jumper comes up short. Adewale will get called for foul number 2. Trying to get that offensive rebound.
Not the best decision by Adewale, going over the back, over the 6'8" Hansberry, and he's really gonna have to watch himself in situations like those.
Adewale will pick up foul number 3, the 6:26 mark. He will check out, and Bruce Smith will check back in with his 2 fouls.
Great recognition by Hansberry to attack Adewale on that possession. Went at him. There wasn't a lot of contact. Looked like Adewale walled up pretty well, but his body's just so strong. You hit it and you bump and you move, and it looks like something. It looks like a foul, and it was enough to get the call.
Smith driving on Hansberry now. Kick out goes to Ashley Wright. Gukis' 3 is blocked and almost saved by Joe Green. It's a pretty athletic move there, saving it with one hand. But Hansberry couldn't stay in bounds with that ball.
Somewhat of a scary moment there for Bruce Smith, who drove the baseline, still has his 2 fouls, and a lot of the times the third foul, the one that you don't want to get, comes off of something offensive.
Right to third, step back 3, comes up short, rebound taken by Hansberry. He'll bring it up, kick to Joe Green. Back to Hansberry, he loses the handle on that pass. Right to third, quickly up ahead, driving on Farrell. Off glass as he hangs up in the air, and he finishes it. He has 9 points.
So impressive, the burst to get by, the stop on a dime, the elevate, take the bump, separate, and still finish.
Hansberry starting to make his presence felt down there. That's 5 points in this second quarter.
Not
He's up to 7.
Not much opposition for him down there underneath. Adewale out of the game, and we saw it a little bit last night. These guys weren't quite used to playing without Adewale on the inside. They don't contest the same way that he would, and Hansberry has free reign down there.
Right the third has it near half court. Now he's going to shoot a 3. It's the back rim. Gukas with the offensive rebound. Kick to the corner for Smith. Ashley Wright driving now. And a blocking foul will be called on Joe Green. That is foul number 2 on him. So there is some foul trouble on both sides. Sean Clark and Joe Green both have 2 fouls for the Gales. 2 fouls for Bruce Smith, 3 fouls for Adewale for the Saints. And Ashley Wright will go to the line for 2 shots.
Gukas kept that possession alive. Might have got away with a little bump to the back, but kept that Gales rebound there off balance just enough for the ball to go over his head and give his team another opportunity.
Stephon Ashley Wright splits the pair. Sends the lead back up to double digits. It is 13. Abrams deep 3. In and out and back in.
There it was. Last night we had Abrams knocking down a couple tough ones, which extended the defense and gave Hansberry some room on the inside to work. This time it was Hansberry doing the work inside, which caused them to sink. And then Abrams got the wide open look on the perimeter.
Smith can't hit from 3. Good box out there by Austin Abrams. Last touch by Ashley Wright. And in comes Deshaun Dodson. This might be their opportunity here. Coach Carl Arrigo trying to use Dodson to stop Hansberry down low.
Not meant to replace Adewale, but he will bring a strong presence to the inside of this defense just to give Hansberry a little more opposition.
And Dodson comes away with a steal here as Hansberry loses the handle. Right the third in the lane. Stops, turns around, and hits the jump shot. Hansberry back to Abrams. Ball is poked away by Robert Wright III. Ends up with the Saints. Ashley Wright has it now. Abrams on Ashley Wright. They give it to Williams. Back up top goes to Wright III. Wright III's driving now. Can't finish off the glass. Rebound taken by Hansberry. Valentine driving. His shot's blocked out of bounds. Not sure which Saint got credit for the block, but it was Williams and Dodson there.
Dodson there on the inside. Just another defender, another big body to help out Amir Williams defensively.
Inbound goes to Farrell. He's driving now. Can't finish with the right hand. Kafik Myers checks back in here with 3:20 to play. Right the third behind the back dribble. Gives it off to Dodson. Back up top goes to Myers. He's trying to drive on Green. He does. His floater with one hand, no. Second chance, Myers, no. Rebound taken by the Gales. Valentine with it.
Myers clearly doesn't have the same burst, but his burst is still pretty good.
Abrams just inside the three-point line, hits that jump shot. And the lead is down to 7.
Abrams really has that Klay Thompson type feel to that jumper. Always balanced, squared up. Looks like everything's going in when he releases it.
Myers with it. He'll give it to Bruce Smith. His drive is cut off by Abrams, and it goes off of Bruce Smith's foot and out of bounds. Turnover, Saints. Ashley Wright will check back in for Bruce Smith. Probably trying to preserve him with his 2 fouls. Valentine will give it to Hansberry. Galloway with it in the corner. Down low to Hansberry, two-handed flush. And is it a 5-point game?
An excellent steal by Hansberry. Every time he goes into the post and he sees anyone other than Adewale in there, he's looking to post hard. And as exceptional as the finish was, it was a really, really good pass.
Robert Wright can't finish his first chance, but he gets his own rebound. He puts it up and in. He has 13 points. Hansberry hands it off to Abrams. Back to Hansberry, driving now. Kick out to Farrell. Galloway down low to Hansberry. Corner for Valentine, he's driving. He'll finish out the right.
Hansberry had Robert Wright III guarding him in the post, decided to kick it, but still the right option because it was a straight line drive to the basket.
Wright III working on Valentine. Kick out to Myers for three. In and out, rebound taken by Hansberry. Valentine will bring it up now. Corner for Farrell, driving baseline. And a foul is called. It is Stephon Ashley Wright's second foul. So he'll go to the line, the chance to cut this 5-point lead. He hits the first, earning him a second opportunity.
Farrell was also one of those difference makers yesterday, but more for his grit and his hustle. We saw some of his defensive abilities earlier in this game with the blocks and his ability to scrap and grab rebounds. And he's one of those players you love to have. He makes winning plays for your team.
It is a one-possession game here. Wright the third in the lane, can't finish. Rebound taken by Valentine. Shot clock's turned off. Up ahead to Abrams. And it's a one-point game, 27-26. The Saints have a ball. Ashley Wright with it, directing traffic. Deshaun Dodson will set a screen on his left. He's driving on Hansberry. His shot's blocked by Hansberry. 12 seconds left. The Gales can take a lead here just before halftime. Farrell driving. The ball is stripped away by Wright the third. And a foul is called on Austin Abrams.
In every other moment, that would have been a great foul because it would have prevented the opportunity for Robert Wright III to go to the rim. But this is a 1-and-1. I don't think he was aware of how many fouls his team had, and they were in the bonus. They were at 6, so this puts them at 7. And with 1.8 seconds, it sends Robert Wright III to the free throw line with time stopped.
Wright the third hits the first. He has 14 first half points, looking for 15 with this shot. And he gets 15. Lead is back up to 3. 1.8 seconds left before halftime. Abrams will three-quarter heave and it'll hit the light. So at the end of the first half, Neumann Goretti has a 3-point lead, 29-26 over Mount St. Joseph Gales. Coach Dean, your thoughts on the first half of action so far?
We saw the Mount St. Joseph Gales get off slowly again for the second night in a row, down double digits, and they were able to find their way back in that second quarter. Just like last night, Abrams got him going with a 3 and then a jumper, and Hansberry was productive on the inside, so a similar formula. But as we noted, the fatigue for Mount St. Joseph in the first half might be a factor because they had such a tough game late last night against Montverde. Neumann Goretti may be seeing some bit of fatigue. They're playing long minutes, and they play a very short rotation with Kafik Myers not able to go at full blast.
Yeah, that's
Ashley Wright's gotten some good minutes, and obviously Robert Wright has been extra assertive, so we'll see if they can sustain that for another half against this really good team.
that second quarter saw St. Joseph outscore the Saints 18-11 to cut into that 10-point lead at the end of the first quarter. We now have a special guest with us. We have Mr. Adam Wong, class of 1994 from Iolani, also a member of the Iolani Classic committee here. Thank you for joining us here, Adam.
Thank you for calling me special. Appreciate it.
Of course, you're an esteemed guest here. Can you talk a little bit about what the Classic means to you?
Well, first and foremost, I think it's we gotta start with Glenn Young and his vision for the Classic, and really just trying to expose Hawaii kids, Hawaii fans, Hawaii coaches, Hawaii referees to the best of the best in the country. And there's not too many world-class events where you get world-class talent in Hawaii, and for him to put this together was really visionary at the time. And so just being able to see all those players throughout the years as a student, as a player, as a coach, and now as a father is really special to me, and I know all the Iolani community and to Hawaii. And so it's just a great event, and happy to be a part of it.
So what does planning this Classic, what does it take to get this Classic going?
Well, we all try to avoid even talking about it until the summer, because there's so much work that goes into it, going into it. But it really starts with Tony Dorado from Nike, who we have to thank, who's been a part of this for many, many years, starting with Coach Young. He organizes inviting the mainland teams as part of the Nike Elite program. Our coaches, Coach and Eddie, kind of organize and invite the local teams. And then once we get those teams locked in, we really then go out and make sure that we get the sponsors. And so the sponsors are a huge part of this. It costs a lot of money, and I think people maybe think we make money from this tournament, but this tournament has never made money, right? It's really been for the community, and the sponsors help underwrite the expenses. We pay for everything but air for the teams that come out here, so it adds up to a lot. And so we go and kind of raise the money, and then from there it's the staff here, from facilities to the IT department to the communications to the athletic department. Everybody pitches in and kind of takes their own role in kind of true Iolani fashion, and we just kind of do it together as a team.
What does it mean to you to have played in the Classic, and now you get to watch your son play in the Classic?
It's much more nerve-wracking to watch my kid play, because I can't do anything about it. So, but it's neat. I didn't even know he was going to play basketball this year. So as we were planning the Classic, it didn't even cross my mind that I would actually be in here watching him play. But now that I have and I step back and think about it, it is really cool. And by the way, a little bit of trivia. How many years? This is the 38th year?
8th, I think.
38th tournament or 38th year?
I think it might be the 37th tournament.
So 38 years we've been doing this. There's only 1 year in which we did not have the Classic. You want to guess which year that was?
Well, it's been 2 now because of COVID.
Okay, that's right. Not counting COVID. You're sitting next to 2 guys that would have been seniors.
1993 then.
1993 Iolani Classic was the only year we didn't have it, and so.
And the reason why we didn't have it was there was no sponsor. I mean, there was no one that was able to take that on. We've since had great people take on that responsibility, like a Ray Wong, who we'll be honoring later, and help keep this Classic going, bring it back. It was dead. 1993 was dead. We had a really good team too.
I believe was it Oceanic prior or McDonald's prior?
I think Oceanic came in after. I think it was McDonald's prior. It was the McDonald's Iolani Classic, and then Oceanic played a role. But in between, there was no one. And there were other people that really supported it, as we said, Ray Wong. And then now it's a lot of these great sponsors that allow us to have this tournament, allow the people of Hawaii to experience it. So really cool.
Well, I did talk to Tony Dorado. He did say that teams got word that the Iolani 1994 Iolani team was really, really good, and so he couldn't get everybody interested to come into town, so that might have something to do with it.
They couldn't pick up L's. the memories, we talk about this, right? And even for your son, I'm sure he doesn't realize the memories that he's making while he's here, because just kids at that age, even when we're in that age, you don't realize it. But what is your favorite memory from this tournament?
This tournament?
This year? This year, that you think some kids, every kid will have their different experience because they played against different guys. But what's now, what is this, 30 years later from the time we played, what's your favorite memory from this tournament this year?
Gosh. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is my son hit a half-court shot in today's game. He didn't make too many other shots, but he made the half-court shot. So that was a really cool experience for him, and I'm glad he got to have that one.
Again, against Lake Oswego?
Against Lake Oswego, yes. So that was pretty cool. But, my favorite thing beyond just the basketball side is that this is really kind of a homecoming for a lot of our Iolani basketball community. And so whether guys are coming back to work and volunteer, like Andrew Skolman, or even Bobby Webster is back here today checking us out. It's just a good time to reconnect with players that we've coached as coaches that coached us. Doc Mugishi is running around. And so it's just a really cool thing for our community to just have this time of year to do that.
Thank you for joining us here at halftime, Adam, and thank you for all that you do to get this tournament going every year. So thank you for joining us.
Yeah, and again, I just want to take a moment. I really, really want to thank the sponsors. Many of them are here tonight enjoying the festivities. But as Dean said, when we ran out of sponsors that one year, we couldn't have the tournament. So without them, and there's too many to name, and I know you guys are naming them throughout the broadcast, but without them, we couldn't do it. And without you guys running the show up here and doing a great job, and Brianing and his crew and the entire communications department and everybody, I just want to thank everybody, because there's a lot of people put in a lot of work to make this happen. So thank you guys.
Thank you. We have 2 minutes before the second half gets underway here. The Gales are looking to erase a 3-point halftime deficit to take the Koa Trophy here at the Classic, while the Saints are trying to keep this lead that they've had since early on in the game. They scored the first 7 straight points to start. They haven't looked back yet. Kennedy has joined us back. You have any stats of note you want to mention?
While he is underneath the basket. As for our defensive rebounds, both teams doing an excellent job underneath the basket. Team total 9 for the Gales. As for Neumann Goretti, they have 10. Leading that charge is Williams with 4, Myers with 3, Wright the third with 2, and Ashley Wright with 1. As for the Mount St. Joseph Gales, we've got 2 defensive rebounds by Valentine, 1 by Clark, 1 by Farrell, and 5, of course, by the big man underneath, Hansberry. He's also got 2 blocks, 1 assist, and doing an excellent job overall for their team. Abrams also finding his teammates. He's got 1 steal, 2 assists, and Valentine also has 2 assists. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the defensive aspect for both teams plays a role coming into this second half. As Ashley Wright has 3 steals, Wright the third has 1, Adewale has 2, Smith has 1, and Dodson has 1. So we can definitely see the strong defensive effort by Neumann Goretti that's really keeping them ahead in this game.
Just about set to get underway here in the second half. The Saints will have the ball, looking to extend their 3-point halftime lead. The same starting 5 will start for the Gales. First time we've seen Sean Clark in a while. Sean Clark has had 2 fouls, and he's been sitting for a good chunk of that first half.
Robert Wright was being assertive early on, and those sliding blocking fouls that Robert Wright seems to just attract. That's what kept Clark out of most of that first half with those 2 fouls.
And the same starting 5 for the Saints. Adewale's back in with his 3 fouls. Bruce Smith's back in with his 2 fouls. Kafik Myers still giving it a go.
There was a possession late in the half when Mount St. Joseph and East Valentine really pushed the tempo, pushed transition, and Kafik Myers just couldn't get back. Led to a layup for Abrams because he just blew by him, and Kafik Myers was almost limping there.
Robert Wright's floater in the lane is good. He has 17 points to lead the way for the Saints. He's averaging 22.7 points a game this tournament. Valentine for 3, comes up short. Rebound taken by Myers. He'll bring it up across half court. Sean Clark is on him now.
For those that haven't watched Neumann Goretti play before or in this tournament, the healthy Myers would have been up that floor in about 3 seconds.
Amir Williams stops on a dime and hits that elbow jump shot. He has 9 points. Abrams back to Valentine. Thought about that 3. We'll pull it back now. Abrams has it back to Valentine. Now to Clark. Valentine from 3. It's good. He has 5 points. And the lead is back down to 4.
Valentine really has like an awkward release. Comes off with a hitch, but nothing awkward about the finish because whatever goes in, goes in. It really doesn't matter at this point.
Adewale looking for some help here. Hansberry's on him. And Coach Carl Argyle will call a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
Argyle hasn't used any timeouts, still had his full allotment of 5, so decide when to use one to save this possession. Give his team another chance to score. Adewale was likely to get a 5-second count and picked up his dribble and was closely guarded. So one of those veteran coaching moves, and he's been on that bench for a long, long time.
The Saints out of Neumann Goretti went 23-4 last year. They were the Philadelphia Catholic League champions. They're also the District 12 4A city champions, and they were the Pennsylvania 4A state champions as well. That was their 10th state championship since 2010. Talk about a dynasty out there in Philadelphia for Coach Carl Argyle. Adewale with it. Hands it off to Myers. Clark is staying on his hip. Turnaround jump shot is good from the free throw line.
How is that a sore ankle move? It's really just unbelievable. A guy like Myers at 60 or 70% is still better than most.
Clark with it, down low to Hansberry, off glass and in.
Adewale kept his position but couldn't afford to pick up his 4th foul, so you see him pull back just a bit and give way for Hansberry, who forced the action. Again, good recognition by him to know that he could go at Adewale, with Adewale fearing picking up that foul, which would likely send him to the bench.
The foul goes on the Gales. That's Ace Valentine picking up foul number 1 as Robert Wright III was trying to drive and he was called for a blocking foul. Wright III has it now at the top of the key. Between the leg dribble. Driving on with his left. Finishing with his left off glass.
One man cannot guard Robert Wright III. You need to have help players in help position. Otherwise, he's getting to the rim and he's finishing it. He's too crafty. He's too good.
He has 19 points. Abrams goes cross court to Valentine. They go high post for Hansberry. Farrow now with it. And he's fouled by Bruce Smith. And that is foul number 3 on Bruce Smith.
Farrell again, he has this knack of finding his way to the free throw line because of his physicality and because he's able to throw his body in to weird positions. You know, so athletic, creates contact, and earns his way to the line consistently.
Farrell sitting at 9 points. That's his first miss of the Classic from the free throw line. He's now 18 of 19 from the stripe. Wright the third has it. Hansberry comes out on the hedge, but he leaves Adewale down low, and he puts it up and in, plus the foul for Sultan Adewale.
If he's that deep, you better just count that bucket. Better to let him go. Better to give him just the 2 points instead of the potential for 3.
He hits the free throw, he completes that three-point play. The lead goes up to 7. Farrell with it on the wing to Abrams for 3. Comes up short. Myers saves that. The Saints have the defensive rebound. They're setting the shot clock to 30. Like Todd Alpo asked the scorers table to do that, and we did. So the shot clock will be at 30 here. 4:23 left in the third quarter. The Saints have an 8-point lead. Myers still in the game. Wright the third has it in the corner. He'll shoot a 3, come up short. Rebound taken by Valentine. He's pushing it up ahead quickly. Farrell tried to go corner for Abrams, but threw it to Adam Wong down there in the tunnel.
Right idea, wrong pass. Abrams was right there in the corner. If he catches that clean and he's in that short area, he's able to knock that down at a high clip.
The Neumann Goretti Saints were 5 for 6 from the field up into that missed three-pointer.
Kafik Myers from the free throw line hits the jump shot.
Hey, where did that burst come from? Maybe the adrenaline's starting to kick in. He's loosening up that ankle and starting to feel a whole lot better than he was earlier.
Hansberry can't finish that with the left. The rebound is tipped over the backboard. So it'll go to the Saints.
It's been a one-man offensive show for the Neumann Goretti Saints thus far, but if Myers can get going, that's going to add a whole nother dimension to this offense. And it'll be bad news for Mount St. Joseph.
Kafik Myers with that burst again. Gets to the free throw line and stops. Gives it to Wright the third. Driving, that shot's rejected by Hansberry. Valentine with it up ahead. Can't finish. Brayshawn Galloway clean up, yes.
An adjustment by Hansberry. They kept seeing Robert Wright III attack hard and then slow up and shoot that floater. That time Hansberry went to attack him instead.
And Wright the third finds Adewale after that screen, and he rode. And he beat Hansberry back down to the post. Now turnover here for the Gales. And Myers kicks to the corner. Wright the third for 3, yes.
There is no doubt Kafik Myers is feeling better about his ankle. It's loose, adrenaline's flowing, because that speed and that spin move in transition, and then the recognition to find his backcourt mate in the corner for that open look. I'm sure Robert Wright III is happy to have him feeling better about his ankle, because he had to create most of the action for himself earlier in this game, and now if he has an initiator, if he has a guy that can go and find him, just makes him feel that much better on the offensive end. Everything just gets easier.
It's a 10-2 run here by the Saints to spring the lead up to 13. Robert Wright is sitting at 22 points. 2 3-pointers made in this game. He's a 4-star point guard committed to Baylor. And I was talking to his mom earlier, and his brother, Latrell, is back home in Delaware watching. He plays for Conrad. And the parents asked him if he wanted to come, but he didn't want to miss any games, so he's up there grinding back home in Delaware, watching his brothers play, Robert and Stefan.
That means ball is life for him, and passed up a trip to Hawaii. We must have had about 80-degree weather today. A lot colder on the East Coast, but as you said, he's grinding.
Valentine to Farrell, back to Valentine. Farrell thought about the three. Valentine will take the three. Won't hit from three. Second chance, Hansberry, yes. He has 13 points, including 4 in the second half.
Adewale got extended and ended up on the outside after that shot went up for the rebound, and so he wasn't able to get it. Hansberry had that free run at the basket.
Right, the third has it on the baseline. His floater is good. I don't think there's a shot I've seen him not take.
He has so many shots in his bag, especially around the rim.
And now Galloway with the lefty runner on the baseline. Minute 40 here in the third quarter. Right, the third gives it to Adewale. He'll shoot a three. Too strong, second chance, Amir Williams. Gives to Ashley Wright, back up to goes Wright the third. Bruce Smith in the corner. Cross court to Williams, stolen away. And thrown off of Amir Williams. Heads up play there by Austin Abrams. He knew he couldn't stay in bounds, so he threw it off of Amir Williams and out of bounds. Abrams will now check out. Joe Green checks in. Farrell with it. Back to Valentine. Farrell now driving on Wright the third. Stops. Can't finish. Rebound goes out to Valentine. He threw a fastball into Hansberry. Wasn't quite ready for that velocity there. Goes out of bounds, last touched by the Gales.
Interesting to see Abrams go to the bench. He adds that floor stretching element for this Gales team, and when the Saints are in zone, he could be that zone buster. He could be the guy that gives Hansberry room on the inside.
Bruce Smith can't hit from three. Hansberry skies high for that rebound. Joe Green for three. Too strong, rebound taken by Wright the third. They'll take a breath here as the shot clock's turned off. 30 seconds on the game clock. Crosses over half court. Joe Green has the job of trying to lock up Wright the third.
Defensively, it's really not about the guy guarding the ball. It's about the guys behind him. The ability to show help but yet recover if he does kick to a shooter.
Wright the third with a crossover got by Green, and Green fouls him.
All of a sudden, Green was just out of the frame. Looked like he was going left and disappeared.
That first step is so quick for Wright the third. The pass is stolen away, almost stolen away by Hansberry. Adewale from just in front of half court, off glass, no. And that'll do it for 3 quarters of action. Neumann Goretti extends their lead back up to 11. They lead 49-38. And we'll be back after this short message.
I love how in Hawaii we are all connected. That's Layla. She just bought this house.
Hey, welcome.
And that's her first Hawaiian loan officer, Gloria.
Oh, you know I hooked my girl up.
Of course, they're friends now. Ron crushed it at Gloria's wedding.
Oh. Hey, thanks, Marcus.
So I booked an play tonight.
Yeah, you.
First Hawaiian Bank keeps you connected to your finances and a whole lot more.
And we're back here in the lower gym. My name is Carter Uechi. I'm joined alongside by Coach Dean Shimamoto and Kennedy Lopes. Coach Dean, your thoughts on that third quarter we just saw?
Mount St. Joseph kind of hung around. They were able to get baskets here and there, not enough, not at the same rate as Neumann Goretti. Neumann Goretti did a great job, especially early, of attacking. And when we saw Kafik Myers be in there for that little stretch that he was, his ankle looked good, he had a burst, he created a short run. Allowed the Saints to get a little bit of separation, and then some finishes inside. It just took a little bit of pressure off of Robert Wright III to score. On the Gales side, they got some putbacks, got some short shots, were able to get out in transition, but again, they're gonna have to stretch this zone out in some way, shape, or form so Hansberry and Farrell can work the inside.
Abrams still on the bench here to begin the fourth quarter. Galloway with it, back to Green. Now Galloway will shoot a three, and he'll hit it. That'll stretch out that zone a little bit here for the Gales.
Yeah, really big shot by Galloway. We haven't seen him take too many threes thus far in this tournament, and that was a big shot for them. Again, because it stretches that zone out. It'll give Hansberry just one more step to work that inside.
Ashley Wright for three, comes up short. Second chance. Williams is blocked by Hansberry. They go quickly up ahead. They have a 3-on-1 fast break. Lob up ahead to Tyon Farrell. The game is back to a 6-point game.
Galloway with a beautiful decision, beautiful pass over the top to Farrell, uncontested for the putback. Not a dunk, but a bucket nonetheless.
Adewale with it. Now they go Green, Wright the third for three, no. Rebound taken by Farrell. Valentine has it. Hansberry's running the court. Already posting up down low. They go down low for him. Back up to Valentine for three, can't hit. Wright the third has it after the rebound. Gives Farrell on him now. He's driving in the lane. And they'll call a charge on Wright the third.
I was gonna say, after the first two possessions by Neumann Goretti, 2 threes. And this was while Mount St. Joseph scored consecutive buckets that they need to get to the rim. They need to get into the paint to create action. Robert Wright III was thinking the exact same thing, but Green there, thinking the same thing as well. Took the charge.
Green has it on the wing now. They go high post for Hansberry, and he goes down low, and he finishes with his left. It's a 4-point game with 6:15 to play. Ashley Wright quickly up ahead. Galloway has that defensive assignment. Ashley Wright stops, and he goes off glass and in.
Really tough finish, tough bucket by Ashley Wright. Going left, leaning in, high off the glass. And Kafik Myers back into the game. Hopefully he hasn't tightened up while he was sitting out, because if that ankle's feeling good, as it was earlier, he can provide a nice burst for this team and this offense.
Bruce Smith was just hopping around on one leg. Looked like he banged knees maybe. But a jump ball is called. And the possession will send the ball to the Saints. The chance to extend their 6-point lead. It was at 11 to start the fourth quarter. The Gales have trimmed it to 6.
Gales picking up full court. Trying to create action, create pressure. Don't make it quite so easy to get down uncontested and let this offense get ahead of steam. You know, when Robert Wright starts going downhill, it's hard to stay in front of him.
Doing a good job so far of denying the first pass.
We've seen Robert Wright III hit the floor quite a few times trying to draw that same foul. You saw him burst to go get the handoff, and smartly, crafty, stopped.
That is foul number 4 on Joe Green.
Yeah, just as Green was pursuing, Robert Wright III stopped and forced that contact.
Abrams is getting set to check back in here. Green still on Wright III. Wright III goes by him. Can't finish. Second chance. Adewale is good.
Therein lies the problem. If Hansberry goes and attacks that floater and contests hard going away from the basket, it leaves Adewale alone under the basket by himself to finish that shot.
Galloway down to the baseline for Farrell. Double team. And a 3-second call. And it'll be a Gales turnover. Austin Abrams checks back in. He just has 5 points. Well below his average of this in this tournament.
And those were in consecutive possessions. He came out and hit 3 and then a jumper. Not much before, not much after.
Ashley Wright has Galloway on him. He's driving. He can't finish, but he is fouled by Amani Hansberry. Just his first foul.
I know this gives Ashley Wright the opportunity to go to the free throw line, but as you saw Hansberry go over to challenge the finish by Ashley Wright, it left Sultan Adewale underneath on Abrams, and he would have got that rebound and cleaned it up.
Ashley Wright hits the first. Just a freshman is Stefan Ashley Wright. There's a chance to extend the lead back to double figures. And he does just that. 55-45, 4:45 left in the game. Abrams with it on the wing. Goes to Galloway. To the corner for Valentine. Hansberry posting up down low. Cross court to Abrams for 3. No. Second chance, Hansberry, yes.
Great activity by Hansberry. You saw him post hard, recognize the skip, threw it out to the shooter, Abrams, and as soon as that shot went up, he was working around, trying to get even with the offensive rebound. For the offensive rebound, slid past it, got it and put it back nice and easy. Big bucket.
Find themselves trailing by 8 points now, 4:26 to play. Amani Hansberry right at his average. He has 17 points. His average coming into today is 16.7 points per game. He's the ESPN number 62 recruit in the senior class, the number 9 ranked center. He is committed to Illinois, along with our slam dunk contest winner, Draven Gibbs Lawhorn, out of Montverde.
We talked about it a bit last night, but Hansberry will have bragging rights next year when they're on the same campus playing on the same team.
Wright the third has it now. He'll walk it up across half court. Valentine now has that defensive assignment. Myers trying to drive on Abrams, crossover dribble. Can't hit that shot. But Kafik Myers looks pretty close to his normal self now.
He may not be able to burst like he usually does, but the shiftiness is still there. And Abrams knows all about that, but not missed the jumper. Look who grabbed the rebound. Ashley Wright got in there, the smallest player on the floor, earning an extra possession here for the Saints.
Wright the third's driving. And the foul before the shot. But he will go to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity. That was the 7th foul on the Gales.
With this trio of guards on the floor, Ashley Wright, Wright the third, Kafik Myers, they can really spread out the floor. I don't know how you cover them one-on-one.
Wright the third misses the front end. Gales get the rebound. They have the ball in their own front court. Galloway for 3. He hits it. Galloway has played some huge minutes for the Gales today. He has 10 points, and he cuts the lead to 5.
If I'm not mistaken, this is his highest output of the tournament. Really quiet even last night. And today, 2 big threes and put back. He's been huge for them.
Myers to Ashley Wright. Stops at the free throw line. His shot's blocked by Galloway. Hansberry bringing the ball up now. Gives it off to Valentine, who's driving. Kick out to Farrow in the corner. We go to Abrams. Elbow jump shot. Will rattle home. And it is a 1-possession game with 2:55 to play.
If you're the Neumann Goretti Saints, you'd rather have Wright the third taking that shot and be the one making the decisions. Ashley Wright attacked that very difficult fading jumper with long arms in his face and not even able to get it to the rim. So maybe you chalk that up, freshman mistake, but yet a lot of experience, as seasoned as he is. I mean, such a big contributor for this team. But down the stretch, Wright the third is your guy.
We talked about Galloway scoring. Coming into today in the Classic, he scored 9 points. So that's 3 points a game, and now he's surpassed that. He's at 10 points today.
One of those guys that's not on your scouting report. Do I leave him open? Can he shoot? Well, he knocked one down, and then he knocked down another. All right, we better find him. They know about Abrams, but did they know about Galloway? Evidently not, and that's good news for the Gales.
Wright the third has it in the front court. He'll pull it back out. "20 seconds on the shot clock. Wright the third's gonna work on Valentine. Fall away jump shot, no. Rebound taken by Hansberry.
Well defended by Valentine, just stayed in front. Not an easy thing to do with Wright the third handling that ball in front.
Hansberry down low, goes off glass, and it is a 1-point game.
Adewale still has 3 fouls. He can still provide more opposition to that drive. Really backed off quite a bit for Hansberry. I think he could afford to be more physical, defending the post, not letting him get to his spot quite so easily. I understand him not wanting to pick up his 4th, but it's 2 minutes left, and these are big possessions.
Hansberry in this second half has 10 points. He's up to 19 points. He's been a force down there.
With that last rebound, he has a double-double. That was his 11th defensive rebound.
So if we had to guess, right, later on after this game, we have the all-tournament team presentations and the naming of the most outstanding, the most valuable players. And you're looking at the 2 guys on each roster. Robert Wright III, a clear choice if they're able to win this as either the most valuable or most outstanding. Amani Hansberry would take the other award. Whichever one the winner doesn't get, Hansberry and Wright III will take the other. And then a few other contributors on this team will likely make the all-tournament team. But so many great players to choose from, so many great performances. Does a guy like Galloway performing the biggest in the biggest moment, does he have to be a thought?
I think so. How many players can we select to this all-tournament team?
I believe there's 20. Plus a most outstanding, plus a most valuable, so 22 total. But again, there are 16 teams, including the local teams.
Myers with the ball. He's working on Abrams. Under 2 minutes to play here. 1-point game. Wright the third driving on Valentine. He stops at the free throw line. Continues now. Fadeaway jump shot is good.
That bump, that physicality to create the separation, enough room to get that jumper off. Valentine did a commendable job of staying in front for the most part, but Wright the third, we say it too many times, he's just crafty.
Farrell back up to Abrams to the wing for Valentine. Hansberry working down low on Adewale. He spins. He finishes. It's a 1-point game again, 57-56. A minute 10 to go here. The winner gets the coveted Koa trophy here at the Iolani Classic. Kick out to Amir Williams in the corner for three. Hits the side of the backboard. Rebound taken by the Gales. They have a chance to take the lead here. This might be their first lead of the game if they do take it here.
Everything you want out of a championship game. The two stars being stars. 1-point game under a minute.
Farrell with it goes to Abrams on the wing. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Hansberry's calling for it down low. Valentine with it, 6 seconds. Abrams for three. Yes! The Gales have a 2-point lead.
That's the guy. That's why we wanted him in the game. He does have that ability. Little mistake by the Saints.
Right
Should
the
have taken
third.
away Abrams.
Right the third, and the Saints down by 2. 10 seconds to play. He drives, crossing over. Off glass, no. Followed by Adewale's up and in. And the Gales will call a timeout. We are tied at 59.
Everyone on the floor knew who was going to take that shot. Robert Wright III was not going to kick that. He saw 3 Gale defenders rising up in front of him, still got it off the glass, nearly got it to go. But when you have 3 defenders coming at you, that leaves Sultan Adewale on the inside. Those long arms, that great touch, rolled it in for the offensive rebound and the putback.
I think they're trying to figure out if more time is going to be added. Mount St. Joseph's saying they were trying to call a timeout, I think with about 4 seconds left.
No doubt there should be more time left on that clock. As soon as the shot went in, there were several players even on the floor gesturing for the timeout.
They add a second on. There's 3 seconds left in regulation. We are tied at 59 apiece. As I mentioned earlier, the winner gets that coveted Koa trophy that we give to the championship team here at the Iolani Prep Basketball Classic, presented by the Twin Fin.
That trophy, it stands out in a trophy case. This is not like any other. You know you got it from Hawaii. You know it means something special. And when you looked at this field coming out, whether it was Neumann Goretti or the Mount St. Joseph Gales, they knew that maybe the team penciled to go out and win this was Montverde. So coming home with that trophy might not be the most likely. That didn't mean they weren't going to try, but to have that in their trophy case, knowing the other teams that were in this field, which also included Lake Oswego, Mount Vernon, Milton, Millennium, and many of Hawaii's best, it is coveted.
3 seconds to play here in regulation. We are tied at 59 apiece. Austin Abrams will be the inbounder here for the Gales.
Neumann Goretti, super important note. Many fouls to give. They just have 2 team fouls, so they still have 4 fouls to give with 3 seconds left. The important thing is to not foul as one of the Gales is in their shooting motion.
They go long for Hansberry. It's picked off by Wright III from half court. Oh, no! He hit the back of the rim. The first pass was too high for Hansberry. Wright III picked it off and threw it up from half court.
Oh my, what a finish that would have been. He really squared that one up too. He probably could have taken about 3 more dribbles to get closer, but felt good, nice control. Gales couldn't afford to foul, sat back and just let him tee it up. Oh boy, we're on to overtime. 4 minutes more in this championship game.
Mount St. Joseph outscored Neumann Goretti 21-10 in that 4th quarter to tie the game up at 59.
there's something about that second half of halves, right? They play not a great first quarter. They played not a good third quarter, but their second quarter and fourth quarter were something exceptional. That's where they've come back up with this lead. So what is this first 4 minutes going to be like? They can't afford to have any type of lull.
Against Montverde, they also won the second and fourth quarters after losing the first and third quarters.
So maybe they're really good at adjusting, but now there's no time for adjustment. You got to think that momentum is on their side. The Neumann Goretti Saints had the lead for most of this game until that late part before Robert Wright III tied it up. And now we're on to overtime. Fortunately, we still have everyone in play. Nobody's fouled out. No one's in major foul trouble.
Just Joe Green with his 4, but he's not on the court right now. Hansberry wins the tip. The Gales have the ball to start overtime here. Abrams back to Valentine. He's dribbling it up near half court. He goes to Galloway. Back to Valentine.
Not a lot of action by the Gales. Really just a 4-out exchanges on the backside, trying to look for Hansberry at the high post, but
Galloway baseline jumper, that's good. Brayshawn Galloway, 12 points for him.
We might have to make another award for Galloway. Could you say it, newcomer, if he just shows up right here in this last game, because he's been an absolute star for this team.
Adewale to Williams, back up top to Wright III. Hansberry on him as well. Now Valentine switches back. Fancy dribbling. And a foul will be called on Ace Valentine. That is foul number 3. And it'll send Robert Wright III to the free throw line, sitting at 26 points.
I don't envy Ace Valentine one bit. He's on Wright Island.
Wright can't hit the front end. It's the second time he missed the front end of a 1-and-1. The Gales are up by 2. Chance to extend the lead here. Galloway has it. Up top to Valentine. Back to Galloway. He'll shoot a 3. That was a heat check for him. He comes up and hit short. Rebound taken by the Saints.
Not a bad moment to try that. He had it going, so
Right,
looking
the third
for that next
comes
one.
up short. Both him and Valentine hit the deck, but no call by the refs. Abrams has it now. Goes up top to Valentine. Hansberry's gonna flash at the high post. Valentine for 3. No. Rebound taken by Wright III. Up ahead to Bruce Smith. He'll pull it back out. Give it back to Wright III, who's driving on Valentine. He has a lane. He can't hit the layup, but Adewale with another tip up and in.
There is Adewale again. So productive on the inside. Robert Wright III draws so much attention. And Adewale's there to have his back. Just cleans it up, tips it in. Second biggest bucket of the game for the Saints. Gales, I think, on the other end, so important, like, for them to get the ball into Hansberry. As we noted, not a lot of action out there on the perimeter against his zone, swinging it around, but Hansberry hasn't gotten a touch. So credit Adewale. He knows that once he gets it in there, he doesn't have a lot of options in trying to stop him. He may have to foul him. So keeping the ball out of his hand is the better option at this point. Gales may want to run some action, maybe pop him out further, set some cross screens, even against his zone, just to free him up, because when he gets touches, he doesn't only have the option to finish, but he's a good decision maker. He's a good passer. He can find people. So when he gets it on the inside, good things happen for this Gales offense.
Adewale with that putback gives him 15. He has 11 points in the second half. None bigger than that game-tying tip-in to send it to overtime.
2 game-tying tip-ins.
2 game
off of Robert Wright the third shots.
Valentine has Ashley Wright on him now. Galloway has it, back to Abrams. Abrams gets it to Farrell. Now to Hansberry, driving off glass and in with the left. Amani Hansberry with a nice spin to get himself free. Right the third, driving now. Runs into a trio of Gales and he is fouled. That foul goes on Tyon Farrell. Only his first.
There's a reason why you want to get the ball to Amani Hansberry. He caught it out almost by the three-point line, made a strong drive, finished with the left hand with some contact. And the Neumann Goretti Saints defensively switched into a man-to-man. I thought that zone was being pretty effective, and they switched up to the man, and Amani Hansberry got the touch and was able to get all the way to the rim. And then defensively, seemed to be a wide open lane there for Robert Wright III. Not the guy you want to leave a lane open for, especially when he can go past his defender so easily.
Wright III is up to 28 points and he ties the game at 63. We have 1 minute to play here in overtime. Winner gets that coveted Koa trophy. Galloway to Abrams. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Back up top to Hansberry. He's working on Adewale, spinning, kick out to Abrams. Jump shot and he's fouled. Bruce Smith picks up foul number 4. And Austin Abrams goes to the line for 2 shots and a chance to break this tie.
Defenders have to respect his ability to shoot it, so you see them extend, and that allows him to get into that open space in the mid-range, about 12, 15 feet. And again, the hard contest by Smith, caught him hard on the arm. A little bit of a flail, but definitely a foul.
Abrams breaks the tie, looking to double the lead here to 2. And he does. He has 12 points. 43.8 seconds left. Saints find themselves trailing by 2. Wright the third has the ball in his hands, uses a screen from Adewale. Now we'll work on Valentine driving. Finishes with the right hand. Robert Wright the third has 30 points. Valentine now working on Stephon Ashley Wright. Farrell driving baseline. A foul is called. Bruce Smith was setting up for that charge take, but a foul gets called on Amir Williams on the drive. Only his first foul of the game.
I know the Gales got it out quickly and turned it into almost a transition opportunity, but I'm still amazed. I'm still left wondering how Wright the third is able to create that kind of separation. Attack with the burst, give the bump, go up straight, shoot the soft floater. It all seems to be a bunch of contradictions, right? Because he bursts and then stops. He goes hard, then shoots the soft floater. Amazing. And
Farrell gives the Gales a 2-point lead. He's at his average of 13 points a game. Saints down by 2, 10 seconds to play. Wright the third has it. He'll work on Valentine. He drives on Valentine. Euro step in. The game is tied at 67. Abrams from 3/4 of the court. No. We are going to a second overtime period here. Robert Wright the third has 32 points, including
I can't explain it at this point. You know, everybody knows that Robert Wright III is the guy that's going to take this shot. So I'm left wondering. I've been a coach. I've coached in these moments. We've had guys really had it going against us. I might be sending a triple team at him at half court. Definitely a double. But something's got to come at this guy, because if it's one-on-one, it's a bucket. Make no mistake about it. He is too good. Look at what these Baylor Bears are getting. And how old is he? How old is Robert Wright III?
He's just a junior, folks. He's already committed to Baylor. He is a 4-star point guard. He had 6 points in overtime, and all of his points tied up the game in overtime. 2 free throws, 2 runners.
We thought we may have witnessed one of the better games in Iolani Classic history with that upset last night, Mount St. Joseph defeating #1 ranked Montverde. But here they are again, looking to knock off another ranked team. Neumann Goretti moved up to #9 in the Max Preps poll. But it's gonna have to take double overtime to do it. Wow.
And another jump ball here. Hansberry will win it. Abrams has it. Ashley Wright is on him on his hip. Hansberry has it. Farrell with it now. Valentine down low to Hansberry. He's gonna get called for steps. Amir Williams kind of got in his way, and Hansberry took 2 extra steps as he was trying to get his footing back under him.
Really just unfortunate. Abrams came through in the flow of their offense. Hansberry had the post on the left block, and Abrams was just coming through to get to that corner to maybe throw a post entry, but ran his man, ran Williams right into that post, forced the travel by Hansberry.
Ashley Wright will inbound it. He goes to Williams. And the Gales will back off and pick up after half court. Wright the third, of course, has the ball in his hands.
Send the triple.
Nothing has come yet. It's still Wright the third and Valentine. Here comes the screen from Adewale. Hansberry will stay with it. Wright the third for 3. In and out. Rebound taken by Galloway.
Thank goodness, I might have fainted if he knocked that one down.
Valentine with it. Hansberry has it out way past the 3-point line. Abrams down low to Hansberry, working on Adewale. Finds Abrams with the left hand. And Austin Abrams gives the Gales a 2-point lead. He's up to 14. 69-67, Wright the third working on Valentine, driving on Valentine, off glass, no, rebound taken by Hansberry. And the Gales will walk it up. Hansberry now driving on Adewale. Goes back down low for Hansberry. Abrams for 3, in and out. Second chance, Galloway, no. Third chance, Hansberry, no. He is fouled on the 4th opportunity.
A mistake by Wright the third. Hansberry had in the post, and Wright the third went in to dig on the post, leaving Austin Abrams wide open for the squared up 3. Abrams couldn't get it to go, but the work on the boards by Galloway, our magic man, I thought that one was going to go just the way that he's had it going here in this second half. But Hansberry staying active, forcing the foul call and earning his way to the line.
He hits the first free throw. It's a 3-point lead. And look who's checking back in. It is Kafik Myers. Bruce Smith will check out. That was Adewale's 4th foul. Something of note there. Hansberry looking to extend the lead to 4. And he can't. Rebound taken by Wright the third. 2:10 to play in the second overtime period. He's driving on Hansberry, dishes it off to Adewale. And the lead is back to 1, 70-69, 2 minutes to play Hansberry now working on Adewale and his 4 fouls. Farrell has it now, driving on Williams. And a foul will be called.
Last foul to give for the Neumann Goretti Saints. Lear Williams got the push on the ground, so the Gales will be able to take it out underneath the basket.
Valentine gets it to Abrams. Baseline jumper is pure. The lead is back up to 3. Wright the third has the ball, initiating the offense. Step back 3. No. Last touch, they say, by Galloway. Kafik Myers battling on that offensive glass with that injured ankle. Gives them a second opportunity here.
Once again, the smallest player on the floor with an injured ankle. Kafik Myers flew in there. He was the only Neumann Goretti Saint on the inside trying to attack the glass.
Right the third shakes.
Oh my.
Valentine.
Oh my goodness. My goodness. Highlight after highlight for Robert Wright III. Left the defender standing in the sand.
It's a 1-point game here. 72 to 71. Minute 25 to play.
What a treat for these fans that decided to show up to Iolani Gym for the championship game of the Iolani Classic. And for those that are watching it on YouTube, I'm sure you wish you could be here. And next time you get a chance, you should be. But this is definitely a special one. One of those memorable games that when you get asked about later, again, as we said, we're somewhere around 38 years into this tournament, and this game ranks right up there with the best. I couldn't name right now a better game, especially with the stars being stars, and you see this special performance by Wright III and Hansberry on his side, and this is after the Gales knocked off number 1 ranked Montverde and coming here against number 9 ranked Neumann Goretti. This magical run for them in this Hawaiian road trip, probably 5,000 miles away from home and several time zones.
Valentine with it, gives it up to Abrams, back to Valentine. Down low to Farrell. He can't finish over Adewale. Rebound goes to Bruce Smith. Saints have a chance to take the lead here. Wright the third driving. He goes off glass and in, plus a foul. Robert Wright the third can't be stopped.
Transition opportunity. You saw Kafik Myers getting down to that deep corner, quickly calling for the ball, but Robert Wright III wasn't passing to anybody.
You see on your top in the screen on that Evo side of the Mackay stands, Lake Oswego has been standing for this whole overtime period. Wright III can't hit the free throw. It's a 1-point Saints lead. Abrams has it on the wing, goes back to Valentine, back to Abrams. They go down low to Farrell, the pass is broken up. It's stolen away by the Saints. 40 seconds to play. There's a 7-second difference. Saints are up by 1. Valentine with his 4 fouls guarding Wright the third. Abrams was coming for the double, but they pass it to Kafik Myers. 16 seconds on the shot clock.
Nice job there by Abrams getting the ball out of the hand of Wright III, forcing someone else to do it offensively.
Myers working, goes corner, Williams for 3, yes! And it's a 4-point lead for the Saints. Valentine is driving, trying to free himself for a 3. Farrell for 3, no. And the Neumann Goretti Saints are the 2022 Iolani Prep Basketball Classic champions. Amir Williams with the dagger in the corner. What a game.
What a
At
game.
the end
Absolutely, well
of
said.
Regulation, 2 overtime periods. Neumann Goretti defeats Mount St. Joseph 76-72 to claim that coveted Cole-Ahead trophy that's being brought out to the court right now. Coach Dean, your thoughts on that game we just
I don't
watched?
have to give any thoughts. If you were watching that game, you saw how special it was. You saw the performances by both teams. Don't sleep on those Gales. No reason to be disappointed. I know they were so close and would like to have won it, but they should be very proud of themselves and their accomplishments throughout this tournament and the game that they played. Some small mistakes toward the end of that game. Abrams, maybe the ill-advised pass to throw it over the top, but unbelievable. Robert Wright III. Just he was wearing those Kobe's, and that was a Kobe-like performance. He had that Mamba mentality. Down his backcourt mate for most of this game because of injury. Though we did see bursts from Kafik Myers. He wasn't himself, and Robert Wright had to be more, and he absolutely was today. Such a special performance. Beyond how great that game was, we're also talking about one of the greatest performances individually by a player here in the Iolani Classic.
He had 36 points, 2 threes. Sultan Adewale had 17 points. Those clutch tip-ins off of the Robert Wright III misses. As for the Gales, Amani Hansberry had 24. Tyone Farrow had 13. Austin Abrams had 16. Any stats sticking out, Kennedy?
Just individual performances, team performances, both awesome overall. Hansberry, 2 offensive rebounds, 14 defensive rebounds, 3 blocks, and 3 assists with no fouls. So he's doing all of that work underneath the basket, managing to play clean, and just show up big for his team. But unfortunately, it just was not enough to stop Wright III or Ashley Wright, and just absolutely dominant performance by Wright III. 4 steals, 3 offensive rebounds, 5 defensive rebounds, 5 assists to go along with his monstrous scoring performance. But fantastic job overall by both teams. Mount St. Joseph's actually, they outshot the Neumann Goretti Saints. They shot 49% from the field, while Neumann Goretti shot 35% from the field. And just ridiculous.
As you can see on your screen, the awards table is being set up. See the Cole-Ahead trophies there. Kyle Miyamoto will take us away.
From Baltimore, Maryland, the Mount St. Joseph Gales.
Amani Hansberry will shake our head of school, Dr. Timothy Cottrell. Tan, Austin Abrams out there collecting the trophy as well. Sean Clark.
In 2015, the tournament championship trophy was officially named the Glenn Young Memorial Championship Trophy to honor and recognize tournament founder, Coach Glenn Young, for his tremendous contributions to both Hawaii high school basketball and the Iolani school community at large. Receiving the Glenn Young Memorial Championship Trophy, your 2022 Iolani Prep Classic Tournament Champions from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the Neumann Goretti Saints.
Looks like the seniors are going up there to receive the award. Sultan Adewale, a big part of earning that trophy.
The Ray Wong One Team Award is a prestigious award given to the team that best exemplifies the Iolani tradition of one team, demonstrating character, not show, Effort, not talk. Team, not self. Presenting the award on behalf of the Wong family is Mr. Matt Wong. This year's Grade 1 Team Award recipients are the Montverde Knights from Montverde High School, New York.
The Knights have been to this classic many, many, many times. Coach Bob Semino, such a class act, and his team carries that same character, same value system. Very deserving of this award. It was actually surprising that we look back at how many times they've come, and they've always been so gracious, such great competitors, been doing it the right way, that they haven't won this award before. And we looked at the history and said, oh man, they should have get one. You know, we looked back and talked as a committee who would be the most deserving as a team, and we said, hey, haven't they won it before? And we looked back and said no, but because they're such a class act, they maybe should have and haven't, but now they've got one. And again, as important to this tournament because of what it stands for, presented by Ray Wong.
Who made the most three-point baskets during tournament play. This year, the award is named in honor of Kainoa Kai Machida, a former Iolani student who was named to the Iolani Prep Classic all-tournament team as a sophomore in 1990 after making 6 three-pointers and scoring 24 points in a single game against New York powerhouse St. Raymond's. Unfortunately, Kai passed away this past September after a long and courageous battle with cancer. Tonight, we'd like to take this opportunity to honor Kai's legacy with the Sharpshooter Award. Presenting the award is Kai's son, Ikaika, and the Vice President of Pestec Hawaii, Joe Chong. The Pestec Sharpshooter Award in honor of Kai Machida from Neumann Goretti, number 2, Robert Wright III.
Robert Wright III hit 13 three-pointers in 4 games, and he claims that prestigious award.
Kai Machida was a friend of mine, long friend of mine, a teammate of mine, just a class ahead of me here at Iolani School. Special guy, special shooter, special player. He was doing some of those Steph Curry things long before Steph Curry came out here. Undersized,
here
but
to
so
present
talented.
the members of the 2022 Nike All-Tournament team with their trophies is Mr. Tony Dorado, manager of high school basketball for Nike. Players, if your name is called, please make your way to center court and remain there until all awards have been announced. From Moanalua, number 2, Skylar Miyasato.
Miyasato out of Moanalua had a spectacular tournament. 30 points.
Leilehua, number 1, Zelston Militante.
Militante, one of the best guards in the OIA. So shifty, made his presence known here for this Leilehua team, who is expected to contend for not just an OIA title, but also a state title.
From Punahou, number 3, Dylan Kellner.
Dylan Kellner out of Punahou, an ILH representative, knocked
From
down some
Maryknoll,
threes,
number
also got to the
21,
rim.
Justin Yap.
Justin Yap out of Maryknoll, another ILH representative, expected to be one of the best guards in the ILH and in the state. Has that soft touch, ability to shoot the jumper.
From St. Louis, number 35, Pupu Sepulona.
This might have been one of the most obvious ones after his
Pupu,
27-point performance.
Yeah, 27 points against Montverde. An undersized,
From
big,
Iolani,
was able
number
to knock it down,
23,
but
Nella
so productive.
Taliauli.
Nella Taliauli, star on the football field. A great performance. Unfortunately, he had a knee injury today, so here you have his
From Lake Oswego,
cousin
number
receiving the
2,
award of his
Winters
uncle.
Grady.
Among great performances, right? 41 on the first night through 3 quarters. We haven't confirmed this, but it could be a tournament record. Winters Grady out of Lake Oswego.
He's only a sophomore.
From Millennium, number 3, Cameron Holmes.
Holmes, one of those guys, just again, so productive. The consistency throughout the tournament for a lot of these players is what they're looking for an all-tournament selection, not just to have one great game, but to have a
From
series.
Millennium, number 24, Kingston Tulsi.
Tulsi, a young player from this Millennium team, just a sophomore.
From Mount Vernon, number 2, Tavian Taylor.
Tavian Taylor might be the shortest representative on this all-tournament team. I think he's a sophomore as well, but
from Milton, number
tough.
11, Avery
Who more
White.
shifty, him or Kafik Myers?
Oh,
Pretty
man.
close.
I'm going to put those two guys in front of themselves, in front of each other.
From Milton, number 3, Josh Dixon.
Josh Dixon was impressive throughout this tournament. His ability to knock down those jumpers. We saw it in the third place
From
game.
Milton, number 1, Seth
Really had it going early
Fitzgerald.
against Montverde. Fitzgerald, so productive. One of the most heady players in this tournament. Crafty, just
From
understands the
Montverde
game
Academy,
so
number
well.
32, Cooper Flagg.
Hey, when it's all said and done, Cooper Flagg might be the guy. He might be the guy that we're talking about out of this Iolani Classic, one of the most highly touted
From
sophomores in the
Montverde
country.
Academy, number 10, Kwame Evans.
KJ Evans, the length, the versatility, able to get inside, outside, get to the rim.
From Montverde Academy, number 12, Draven Gibbs Lawhorn.
Our dunk contest champion picks up another award. So explosive, has the ability to shoot it.
From Mount St. Joseph, number 23, Tyon Farrell.
For all that have seen this team, especially tonight, you saw the value that Tyon Farrell has. And
From Mount St.
he's
Joseph,
not flashy,
number
but he's
20,
gritty, and that's what you
Austin
need on your team to
Abrams.
win games. Abrams was that separator, right? When he really got going, the Gales really got good. And down the stretch,
From
he was
Neumann
special for
Goretti,
them.
number 3, Kafik Myers.
Such a special talent, so explosive.
From Neumann Goretti, number 11, Sultan Adewale.
Adewale was an absolute monster. We've seen some smaller teams in this tournament, but to have this set of guards with him on the inside, don't sleep on him. He easily
Presenting
could
the
have been
final
a
two
most valuable
awards
player
is
also.
Senior Vice President and Controller for First Hawaiian Bank, Mr. Calvin Hangai. The First Hawaiian Bank Most Outstanding Player from Mount St. Joseph, number 55, Amani Hansberry.
So well deserved. If not for Robert Wright III, Hansberry is walking off with the team trophy and the most valuable trophy, but this suits him so well. He was the most
And the
outstanding
First Hawaiian Bank
player
Most Valuable
here.
Player from Neumann Goretti, number 2, Robert Wright III.
Most valuable, most outstanding, doesn't matter. This is the guy. What an incredible tournament. What an incredible final.
Members of the
Memorable.
all-tournament team, at this time, if you don't mind squishing in together so we can take a few media shots.
Oh, that's
As
the
we
end of
take
the
their
awards.
pictures, we'd like to say on behalf of
the end of
Iolani
this
School
tournament.
and the Iolani Prep Classic, we
5
thank you
long
all for your
days
participation
for the
in this
people that
year's
were here
tournament.
participating,
We wish you
so-
all the best of luck in your upcoming seasons and safe
what a
travels
tournament.
home wherever that
As tired
may be.
as I am, that
Mahalo,
finish
and we
just
hope to
made
see
it
you all
all
here
worth it.
again in the future.
It actually woke me up more, I think.
Absolutely.
At the end, so.
Absolutely, no doubt. What an incredible finish. What a great game. What a great tournament overall. For those that weren't watching the early games, even the consolation games were great. The pool of Hawaii teams were special. And these teams that closed it out for us, with Mount St. Joseph, Neumann Goretti. Wow, double overtime. Went down to the end. Spectacular performances by Hansberry and Wright III. this will be a lasting memory. This one goes in the history books for the Classic, and it's a pretty deep history, but this one goes in the history books.
Thank you guys for watching us. My name is Carter Uechi. I was joined alongside by Coach Dean Shimamoto and Kennedy Lopes for that championship game that we will never forget. Neumann Goretti Saints take the Iolani Prep Basketball Classic Championship by a score of 76-72 in double OT over the Mount St. Joseph Eagles. On behalf of the students, faculty, staff, and administration of Iolani School, thank you guys for joining us tonight on YouTube. Thank you to our hardworking Iolani Live crew. Mr. Brian Ng and his crew have been here the whole tournament with us, including all day today, controlling everything, switching the cameras, controlling our mics, everything. Thank you to the good folks at the Iolani Athletic Department for their assistance, the manager of media services, Dane Kurihara, and his crew, including Ben Douglas and Kahea Burns, who helped set up our broadcast location and made this all possible. Also thanks to our Director of Communications and Public Relations, Michelle He, who oversees us in all of these Iolani Live productions. And for all of them, Coach Dean Shimamoto, Kennedy Lopes, and myself, Carter Uechi, thank you guys for listening, and have a good night, and aloha.
Aloha.